Let's talk about a place off the coast of Brazil, Itamaraca Island. It's this incredible paradise that's kind of caught in a tug-of-war between its really glorious past and a super challenging present. This is a story of stunning beauty, a powerful legacy, and the very real threat of it all being lost to neglect. So what makes Itamaracá so special? Well, for centuries, this place has been an absolute jewel on Brazil's northern coast, and it's celebrated not just for its gorgeous beaches, but for this incredibly rich ecosystem that's just teeming with life. And listen, that is not just some hype from a tourist brochure. A big environmental study back in 2009 confirmed it, calling the island one of the nation's wealthiest estuarine areas. Think of it like a vital natural engine, It powers everything from local fishing to tourism. But the island's value, man, it goes so much deeper than its natural beauty. Itamaracá is absolutely steeped in history. Its story is woven directly into the fabric of Brazil itself. If you look at the timeline, you can see this really dramatic rise. It starts with its first contact with Portuguese explorers way back around 1498, and then you have the Dutch invasion in the 1600s. Suddenly, Itamaraca became a real center of power and commerce. This was the era of strategic forts, a booming sugar economy, and get this, the birthplace of one of Brazil's greatest abolitionist heroes. So picture this, it's 1631, and the Dutch build Forte Orange. This fortress had one massive strategic purpose, to control the Santa Cruz Channel and completely lock down access to vital ports. And even today, it's still standing as this powerful reminder of the whole colonial struggle for this land. And right at the heart of all this action was the Engenho San Juan. Now, this wasn't just some sugar mill, it was the economic engine of its time. It symbolized the immense wealth and power of Brazil's sugar trade in the 17th century. But here's the thing, this wasn't just any old sugar mill. No way. It was a technological pioneer, one of the very first in Brazil to be powered by steam. And maybe even more importantly, it was the birthplace of João Alfredo, the man who would later write the law that officially abolished slavery in Brazil. I mean, we're talking about a site of true national importance here. But that celebrated history now casts this long, really dark shadow over what's happening on the island today. And that brings us to the really tough question. What has become of this natural and historical treasure? The picture today is, well, it's a lot more complicated and, frankly, pretty concerning. So you remember that study we mentioned, the one that praised how beautiful the island is? Well, that same study also raised some major red flags. Vital mangrove ecosystems are being wiped out, and the island is really struggling to just manage its garbage. The pressures of the modern world are definitely taking a visible toll. And, if you want one single image that just perfectly captures this decline, you have to look at the fate of the Engenho San Juan itself. It was once this huge symbol of innovation and influence, and now it's become a monument to neglect. The contrast is just gut-wrenching. That pioneering 17th century estate is now in ruins. It's literally being swallowed by undergrowth. Its historic walls are cracking, and its wooden structures are being completely eaten by termites. A report from 2018 paints a devastating picture. It says that undergrowth covers nearly the entire floor of the now roofless mansion. It's a home for history that's being reclaimed by nature, not because of some grand plan, but just because of sheer abandonment. So all of this, it brings us to the most critical question of all. Is this decline irreversible? What's driving this decay? And can the island's precious heritage be pulled back from the brink? That environmental study we keep coming back to, it points to a really painful truth. The island's decay is deeply connected to the struggles of its people. Poverty and low education levels, they create these huge barriers, making it almost impossible for the community to sustainably manage the very resources they depend on to survive. And you gotta remember, Itamaracá isn't just floating out there in a vacuum. It's part of the state of Pernambuco, which is home to over 9 million people. The island's challenges, poverty, a lack of resources, they're a reflection of a much larger, much more complex regional struggle for a better future. But, and this is a really big but, amidst all this decay, there is a glimmer of hope. The same study that detailed all the problems also came to a powerful conclusion. This is not irreversible. The island can be saved. So, okay, how do they do it? What's the path forward? Well, the researchers laid out a clear solution with two absolutely essential parts: strong, effective government policies, and active community engagement. You just can't have one without the other. And that really leaves us with one final big picture thought. The story of Itamaraca is like a small-scale version of a global challenge. It forces all of us to ask, what does it truly take to rescue our history? Is it money? Is it policy? Or is it something more? A collective will? A decision that our past is absolutely worth saving for the future?